This is pod racing. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to the Warden and the Paunch DLC for Total War Warhammer 2, and we are diving right back into it, and we're going to be taking a look at just a humongous laboratory battle because, I mean, the DLC is all about the green skins, them getting their rework, new heroes, new units, so I could not do a battle and not make it massive. So we have over 26,000 green skins. The green tide is truly coming for the high elves today, and we're going to be going up against 16,000 high elves. But these are not just measly high elves, these are elite soldiers ready to fight and die for the Warden. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm bringing so you guys can take a quick look at some of the new units and we'll see them in battle as well. And if you guys want to see more scenario battles, I used to do a bunch of them on the channel. I'll be more than happy to try and get back into Warhammer 2 again because, I don't know, every DLC does improve the game so much, and I don't know, I've been kind of incurring for a fantasy getting like playing Warhammer 2 again, so maybe that's something I will do. If you guys like this video and want to see more, maybe I'll start up some campaign streams or just do some more scenario battles again. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see, because we used to do that a ton. But anyway, back to the DLC itself. So one of the first units that you guys can see are these bad boys right here, and I do apologize, I am a bit ignorant now of a lot of the new units because I just haven't been keeping up to date as much as I can, but we can at least admire how awesome they do look. So the greenskins now have kind of these goblin chariots, and I mean, look at the detail on the models themselves. The goblins just look insanely high quality, and they go around and basically just explode with their scythe chariots. Really cool stuff, and the animations are just, yeah, are just so goddamn cool. Look at that boy. He's a cute boy. Definitely does remind me of Goblin Slayer, which we don't want to talk about, but hey. Then as we continue to go back, we do obviously just have some Savage Orcs, and that's just not some Savage Orcs. It's almost 1,000 in one unit because of the laboratory. We then also have probably my favorite unit from the entire DLC right here, the Rogue Idol. And this is the Regiment of Renowned one. He just looks absolutely amazing. His animations are so cool. When he goes into combat, he basically just like falls apart and reassembles himself. It's really dope. And we'll be keeping a close eye on this Rogue Idol as he moves further forward into the battle. We also do have a River Troll Hag right here. She has the Allure of Darkness. I can't remember exactly what the allure is called, but yeah, she's got some good spells. She has some good abilities to debuff and slurp the enemy lords, so she's definitely not one to mess around with. And she can really help support Gron right here. And you can see him, absolute beast. I mean, look at this ugly dude right here. He is, yeah, he's ugly, but hey, that green skin he'd be more than happy to take that apart. And he also has this really cool Night Goblin up here as well, who offers him food and does other really cool stuff in the animations, which we will get onto. Also, I feel really sorry for these three wolves who have to go ahead and carry him along because, hey, that's no easy task. We're going to have more of the different goblin variants. This is kind of like I guess a faster one, as one of the goblins is powering it up the top, which again looks super cool. We also have another one all the way on the far left. I think this one has a few more explosions, which they throw the top. Yeah, the top one's got like these more mushrooms to throw at the enemy. And I think if anything comes into contact with it, it goes ahead and blows up a little bit more aggressively. We then also have the lava spider back, or the lava Arachnarok back here. Again, just kind of a really cool kind of addition to it. This unit of Black Orcs as well. I'm not sure if they've been changed in the most recent patch, but they look way more aggressive. I don't know, maybe it's just Gron's collars or what, but yeah, they look really fierce. So yeah, I would not want to mess with them, that is for sure. And I think we have a couple more units over on this side, but I'm not 100% sure. And we can go on slow-mo whilst we look at the rest of the high elf units. So the high elves have about 3 or 4 more units to their roster. This is one of them right here. You can see them with the feathers. It's not really the best view, so pretty like right here. Yeah, you can see them right there. You can see them, and yeah, these are basically just like a light armored elven unit right there. Nothing like crazy special, but they have some good attacks. They have like fire bolts or enchanted bows, which do some serious damage. Then also have the Silvering Guard, again looking very cool. I love like the plumes and the feathers coming off of their equipment because yeah, they do look very, very cool indeed. Yeah, really like the look of them. It's kind of just nice, you know. High elf spearmen are cool, so you know, just make them a little bit cooler, add a bit more armor, and they look even better. We then also have the awesome Wolf Pack as well. These guys can actually do some serious damage, and in this battle they do rack up a lot of kills. The Pride right here, the War Lions, and they're obviously going to fight with Alistair to the bitter end. More spearmen just set up rank upon rank of elven spearmen. Then as we go over, I believe, yeah, we just have some more Phoenix Guard, nothing too special. I did completely forget to put Imric on his special mount, which I do apologize for. But hey, maybe this is a good time to see him on foot because I imagine most people are probably showing him on his mount. But yeah, I mean, he looks really good. He looks really cool, ready for battle. And this is probably one of my favorite high elf units right here, the Arcane Phoenix. This thing looks really, really cool. Just for colors, and it just shows up really well in battle. So I'm definitely excited to see this thing rip through my battle lines and come forward. And I believe the high elves do get one or two more units. Oh yeah, they also have a ton of these new dragons as well, like legendary dragons. I think there's 4 of them you can collect, and these are 2 of them right here. We've got kind of a forest dragon and a moon dragon. And yeah, they're just kind of special. They're basically just the same as the normal dragons, but just better stats, basically. Maybe a little bit of a different artwork. It'd be kind of cool if, like, there's a lot more scars on maybe these legendary dragons because, you know, they fought many battles. That'd be a nice addition to the game. But, yeah, I mean, just look at that right now. Look at the Green Tide charging forward. I mean, that is something special right there. God damn, I need to turn off that, that ability right there. And as you can see, we'll go ahead and get the charge. The Elven Spearmen ready to hold the line. Oh my god. These war chariots are just absolutely amazing, ripping through. A bit of lag there as the lines do clash, but hopefully it'll run pretty well. My FPS currently is at 23, which isn't bad. Might have to play a little bit on slow-mo as more and more of the units do clash into one another. There you go, you've got Grom right there as well, just ripping them apart with his axe. Absolutely brutal. No prisoners. The Hag coming in now as well. Where is the Rogue Idol? Rogue Idol is still back there. I mean, this for me is just what Total War is all about. These huge scale battles. 26,000 soldiers on one side of the battle. And I mean, it's running pretty well. We're probably going to have to go on slow-mo at some point when more of the units do fight one another. Because it's already getting a little bit laggy. But like, you know, 26,000 soldiers, there's like 46,000 here. There you go. It gets a little bit laggy when everything does clash. I just honestly need to find like a better map where it's not as close in on one another. But once again, you go on slow-mo and the battle runs perfectly, you know. The battle does run really well on slow-mo. So it's just such a shame we don't have these noises. Like the sound of the soldiers screaming and fighting, the swords clashing in slow-mo. You had it in Medieval Total War and I think a few others, but they got rid of it, and it's kind of annoying because it'd be so cool still having just a faint battle sound going on, because right now, you know, it's kind of a bit, the music's still going on and the music is great, but it'd be so much better if we did have the awesome, you know, battle sounds, or just a faint battle sound in the distance being popped off. I think that would add so much to slow-mo, and especially these massive battles that are going on, just having that kind of that faint addition. And I love the way that this Rogue Idol just does have mushrooms growing off of it, spores, and a ton of other really cool stuff. However, he's going to be going up against Phoenix Guard, and the Phoenix Guard are going to be able to kind of hit him back, but there are some big orc biguns in his way. And I mean, just look at that. The greenskin hordes haven't all collided quite yet as well. We've still got plenty of reserves. The black orcs are now reinforcing this section. However, the forces of the High Elves not going to be giving up quite that easily. We also have an Arachnarok down here as well. And this bad boy is going to be popping off some of its lava spores fairly soon. It's lava eggs. I don't know what you actually call them. But this thing's going to move in, and it does do some really good damage. I believe this has poison attacks. If we go back and take a look at stats, we can see, yeah, it's anti-large, poison attacks, armor piercing, and armored itself. It has fire enhanced attacks as well, so it does do some serious damage. And also you also have all the goblins up here throwing their javelins down, shooting their bows, picking off a few soldiers left, right, and center. So you can see more of a fighting going on as these chariots continue just to rip through. And I love the way that these chariots are like being pumped by a goblin in the back as well, as they just Tokyo drift their way into the enemy line. Way more fighting. Oh yeah, we also have another special unit back here as well. We have the lava spiders as well, and they've kind of got the feathers from the Arcane Phoenix in there on their, kind of attached to their spiders, which I thought was a nice addition to them. And these guys do some pretty serious damage. But if we go over to the main fight, the Arcane Phoenix is now coming down. The arrow fire. So this is the arrows from the new special High Elf Light Archer unit. So you can see that they are, fire attacks going in, doing some good damage. The Phoenix just in the midst. Is the Phoenix dead? No, he's just being reborn. There we go. Yeah, the Phoenix has dived in, but it is completely surrounded by Orc Biguns and Orc Boys and Black Orcs. However, the Dragon Princes, the Special Regiment of Renowned Dragon Princes units, is saving it, so not going to be all bad as the arrow fire continues to go in. And then the Green Tide just continues to look so goddamn fierce, with more and more of them charging into battle, relentlessly throwing themselves forward. But as I said, I really do need to make it so that I find like a much larger map, because one of the main reasons that these battles do lag and kind of have issues is mainly because yeah, like the reason it does this is because there's just so many units on top of each other. My computer PC, I always like to do this whenever I'm doing these battles, is my PC is currently running at 40% load on my CPU and GPU whilst recording in 1440p. So this is kind of like the limit of the game itself. Obviously, you know, the better equipment you have, the better optimized it is. But as you can see, I've still got a lot left for my computer to give, and it just doesn't require it whatsoever, because the game just can't really, you know, utilize it, I guess, as effectively. But this is 46,000 soldiers, so you got to kind of give the game some slack right there. I think definitely, though, 30,000 is probably like a good limit. With the way my PC is set up now, just recently got a 2070 Super, I think my PC could definitely handle like 30,000 without any lag. That's something we're definitely going to have to test out at some point in the future. And if you guys want to see more of these battles, me and try and like find some more like lag-free engagements, then do let me know, you know. And if you have any good map suggestions, also let me know as well, because I'm basically just looking for like a map where the AI doesn't have to do many calculations, but it's just much larger, so that we can have these bigger battles where there's not going to be so many units on top of each other, you know. Just basically a longer engagement. I mean, look at that boy right there. He is just cheering for victory, rallying his men. Oh my god, he looks horrific. He kind of looks like the pirate undead lady, but green almost. Because they both have kind of like that fur overcoat. I mean, obviously she's like a undead ghost or whatever, but still, you know. Maybe they could find each other in the afterlife, or when he arrives at the afterlife, maybe they could find one another. My spider's doing some good damage, and I have now also supported them with some of my orc boys. The savage orcs just firing off volley after volley into the enemy ranks, doing some decent damage. It does look great as well. I also do have a reshader on as well. It doesn't do a ton, just makes it a little bit darker, a little bit sharper. Just adds, you know, a bit more of that color in, which I kind of like. The arrows are going to be moving, and I mean, Warhammer, you don't really need to make too different, because it does look great. You know, the game does look great. I mean, my reshader isn't really doing much, but it's just kind of like makes it a little bit sharper, makes it a little bit darker, a little bit grittier, which I feel like, you know, especially on YouTube, makes it so it's not just as washed out. But there's probably some really, really good reshades out there. So let's see if the lag is still going to be continuing. Because so far, I mean, we're only 2 minutes into the battle. But both sides lost a couple thousand men, so not a bad addition whatsoever. The lag is still sticking around. It'll probably stick around until about like 15,000 men. But that's not too bad whatsoever. We can take a look at the overall battlefield like this. You can see the fighting going on is absolutely fierce right now. This right flank is being hammered in by the Dragon Princes, by the Lions as well. And I like how the AI is actually utilizing their hammer and anvil charge right there. The arrow fire coming in and just like hitting down, doing some serious damage to a Black Orc. I think they just lost like 50 men right there, which is nothing to frown at whatsoever. The Dragon Princes are forming up for another wonderful charge. I also have this new war ability as well, with the new update to the greenskins. Basically, whenever it's kind of like the Dark Elf ability, where the more kills you get, then you can pop this kind of once per turn or once per battle buff, which really severely improves your units. Whereas the greenskin ability, basically what it does is when you do fill up this bar by killing stuff, you can then pop it for 20 seconds or however long it is, and it'll just give everything in your army a buff, and then it will go back and reset to 0, and then you have to refill it again. So it's kind of like a constant war ability, and it's not something you want to be kind of holding on to. I don't think. I mean, maybe there'll be definitely some situations where you do want to hold on to it, but a lot of the time you guys are going to be wanting to just spam it. You know, whenever you have it, you want to use it so you can get it back faster, especially in these larger engagements. And yeah, I love the look of the Black Orcs now. I feel like they've kind of changed. Maybe they haven't. Maybe it's just the dark color with the blue tints. Like, they've been in Balrog and they've asked for an armor tint and haven't been scammed. Like, I feel like they look really good now. There's even some goblins there. And yeah, the war ability is nothing to mess with whatsoever as well. That armor piercing is great. The melee attack is amazing. Being immune to psychology is great, even though, again, they don't really like break that often, but still, and the weapon damage as well. You know, 25% extra boost when already, like with an army of savage orcs, this would be insane. Because a lot of it is percentage bonuses, right? Besides the melee attack, which is again just a nice little boost. So it's like a really good improvement. For 18 seconds, you can do some serious work. Speaking of some serious work, all my archers are now coming in and trying to take down as many of these spearmen. But the spearman line is just refusing to break whatsoever. The elven lines are finally breaking. The rogue idol is just going to town, and the elven numbers are dwindling, only down to 9,000. We still have 19,000 men on the greenskin side of things. That's absolutely insane. As you can see, I think around 30,000 is kind of where the game and my computer meet their sweet spot, you know? Look at that boy. It's going to town. You know, it's still a little bit laggy. My FPS isn't still amazing, but it does the job at this point. Take a little look at the Arcane Phoenix here as well. Actually duking it out with Grom. And I think Grom's, you know, his main ability is going to mostly be, you know, that movement that he has on that chariot. Just cutting people down as he rips through ranks. Looking very cool. The other flank as well. I believe the dragons have now been brought in. Yeah, the AI finally brought in these legendary dragons. And they do some pretty gnarly breath attacks as well. So we can see actually one of the dragons moving in here. Being hit by a lot of my arrow boys and also the lava spiders as well. And the Black Hawk shouldn't really have too much trouble with that. You know, we've basically broken the entire elven line on this left-hand side. The arrows are still trying to find their mark up here as well. Volley after volley. And I mean, just look up into the distance as well. You can really see that the rogue idol is just duking it out with the hag. Just absolutely clapping them cheeks. Bit of friendly fire there as well, but no problem. As the rogue idol continues just to move in. A lot more volley fire moving in. I believe we're probably going to get a big dragon breath in a second. As the dragons do unite. A nice little bombardment spell off in the distance. Going down, raining rocks upon their opponents. And now all my archers are quickly reinforcing this left-hand side. Obviously getting over here as quickly as possible, as I believe the dragon princes are going to be coming around my back very soon. And I mean, the elves are there, are just doing some great damage onto my line. Like some really, really good damage. But it's just not enough. There's just so many bodies. And I mean, like, this idol as well. I mean, we are on like 8 times unit size. So he does have over 100,000 health. But so do all the units, right? But it does make him very, very strong indeed. Yeah, we got some cavalry coming in. The Dragon Prince is going in for one last famous charge. Unfortunately, not able to break the ranks of the Green Tide. One of the dragons have come over as well to try their best to reinforce. Again, I think it's going to be all in vain, though. So nice. I think we've kind of found... I love the belly pop animation as well, Morigaido. I think as well, like, I think we found a good limit for our laboratory battles where the battle is playable and we can watch it. You know, it's around about 30,000 men, which is no small feat, you know? That's a pretty impressive battle size right there. We also have the rain pouring down as well in this battle. The Phoenix going down. And I think being reborn. Oh, it's so cool. It's like the Phoenix Flames. That's a really, really cool ability by the Arcane Phoenix. It's not gonna find, you know, an unworthy target right there. The greenskins are more than grouped up. One of the things we can definitely do in the future as well, as the dragons continue to come over, is something we could easily do is make it so that we just have like AI only battles as well. Could be quite fun, you know, put like, you know, 20,000 v 10,000 or, you know, 15,000 v 15,000 units and let them fight it out and just see who would come out on top. Could be kind of fun for a tournament. And this is one of the new units as well, right here, the Hand of the Shadow Crown. Basically just kind of like a stealth unit. Pretty deadly. But not when it's like clumped up by that many orcs. More Dragon Princes as well, but the Dragon Princes are being hammered by Archer Fire. The war bar is also filled up as well. 40,000. I think it does increase every single time you use it, so I've used it 4 times. So it's now, instead of 10,000, 40,000, but it does kind of fill up pretty quickly. And obviously, you know, we are at 8 times unit scale as well, so that does make a big difference. But as you can see, the elves are starting to flee. The Green Tide is unstoppable. 15,000 of them still left remaining. Some insane stuff right there. The arrow fire still coming in, and yeah, you can see the enemy lines have been completely broken. Imric, though, is still alive. He's down to half health, but again, he'll have a lot because of the unit scale and the way it's set up. So these individual heroes and stuff will do, you know, take a little while to kill, but he's now completely surrounded by Crimson Killers. Also some Goblin Spears who have somehow still managed to survive. The Crimson Killers will overrun him now. Get their axes lodged into him. And start cutting him down. Yeah, the Crimson Killers are doing some good damage, but he'll probably break way before the battle is over. Especially, I feel very sorry for these special units of archers because they have come to the wrong neighborhood. Even the Dragon Princes and the Lions who are helping try and stem the bleeding, it's just not enough. And as amazing as their armor does look, they will be going down bit by bit as the orc begins. Scared from what you can hear, but ferocious charge as well from the greenskins. And that is going to be the battle right there, I believe. Units are breaking there. The dragons are still alive, but most of them will just end up breaking. I think there's one dragon who does still have, who is unbreakable, but yeah, besides that, the Elven line did end up falling, and the Green Tide was just unstoppable. But I mean, can you blame them? They had 10,000 more orcs, and yeah, that's pretty insane. We did lose half of their army. You know, the elves didn't trade poorly considering how outnumbered they are. The Swordmasters of Hoath getting over 1,000 kills apiece. Very nice. Imric only 219, but I guess if he's not casting many spells, that's fine. Dragon Prince is 600. The Lions of Chance are doing amazing as well. Over 400 kills. Pretty impressive. I was a little bit disappointed about the dragons, but the AI didn't really use them until right towards the end. Then over on the greenskins, the Crimson Killers, over 1,000 kills, not too bad. The War Wagons doing their job. The Rogue Idol, 500 kills, not bad. Grum, 100 kills. Also, not too bad whatsoever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one.